My cat is uncomfortable, shaking her head and chewing on nothing, like she's got something stuck in her mouth. I saw 3 small red spots on her gums near her teeth. What could be wrong?
My best guess out the gate for that cat is that she has tooth resorption. The teeth are fairly enigmatic, actually, and I think most of us, myself included, before I dove down the rabbit hole, don't have a very clear understanding of what the tissue actually is. It just seems kind of inanimate. It seems like a piece of ivory or wood or something that's just kind of sitting there. But they're actually completely dynamic living structures. So tooth resorption is a process that happens in all species. Well, most species, I should say. The ones that I'm familiar with: dogs, cats, horses, humans. And what it is it's kind of like a cavity. So what we're familiar with in terms of cavities that affect humans have to do with having sugar on our teeth, and then the bacteria that are present eat that sugar, and then they produce a waste product, which is acid, which eats a hole in the surface of the tooth. So the only similarity between tooth resorption and that is that you get a surface hole in the tooth. And the only reason I make that analogy is because it feels the same way. Basically, you get a little divot in the surface of the tooth, and that exposes the nerve that's inside the tooth gradually. It gets, as the hole gets deeper and deeper, it gets closer and closer to the nerve, and it becomes more and more painful. The difference is that in cats, in the tooth resorption process, it's their own cells actually eating that hole into the tooth. It's helpful to describe it that way because many of us have had a cavity at some point in our life, so we could kind of relate a little bit with what it must feel like. So the reason that the difference in the process matters, as far as like whether it's your own cells eating the hole in the tooth or acid produced by a bacteria, is that in cats, you can't just fix the problem by filling in the hole, because those little cells that are eating the hole are going to keep working underneath whatever plug you put in. So sadly, the only way to fix the pain is to actually extract the teeth that are affected.
And will it just affect certain teeth, or does it eventually affect them all?
It depends. Some cats, it'll sweep their whole mouth and they'll get almost every tooth affected by the time they're just a few years old. Whoa. And other cats, it'll just like pick off 1 tooth here and then 2 teeth next year and then 3 teeth the year after. And it's hard to tell actually the rate, because some cats only go and see the dentist like when they're 5
Never.
or 10 or never. So to know which year, which thing happened and how fast it got bad is... So that's one of the reasons why we recommend dental care for cats, is that this one that your, questioner asked about, cat was showing an obvious sign, but many cats don't show outward signs that they're suffering.
Oh, so when people do notice symptoms, what an owner first notice: discomfort, chewing, salivating, redness?
I would say they might notice redness if the cat will let them look. Easily 75% of the cats that come through my operatory, nobody had any idea that there was anything wrong.
Wow, and how did they...
Usually their teeth are dirty, and someone convinced them that they needed to be cleaned. So the statistic is that anywhere from, depending on which study you're looking at, anywhere from 30 to 70%. So that's a lot. 70% is more than 2 out of every 3 cats is going to develop tooth resorption at some point in their life.
Oh, and really?
Some cats will get like 1 or 2 teeth affected. It's a big question, right? Because
why do they get that?
Huge cause of morbidity in cats. So there's been a lot of investigation. It's kind of a little bit like cancer, honestly, in terms of there are a lot of hypotheses in terms of what's playing in: genetics, nutrition, infections, trauma, all these different kinds of things. And nobody's been able to nail it down. So what that suggests is that there's multiple factors at play. Yeah. If anybody could solve that puzzle, they would be a hero for many, many, many cats and cat owners.